DCL Dorks. Welcome back to the Maker Guide, where we're turning Disney cruising dreams into creative realities. Today we are sewing something super cute and super useful. It is a reversible sleeping mask. These are some of my favorite things to make for fish extenders, but they're also great for travel days, afternoon naps on the ship. The pattern is included in the link down below, so let's dive right in. The supplies that you need for this build are pretty simple. First, you'll need to download our sleep mask pattern, and then you can cut it out around the edges. These markings here are for the approximation of where your elastic should go. Then you'll need 3 pieces of fabric. What I have here is a fat quarter bundle, but you can use any fabric. You're not using that much, so it's a great way to bust out your stash and to break out some little smaller projects. You'll need some needle or some thread. You'll also need to go ahead and get some elastic. So you can use either about 14 to 16 inches of a 1/4 inch elastic, but I like to use these Goody elastic headbands. You just snip it right in half and then you sew it on where necessary. You'll need some clips, your scissors, your rotary cutter, and then of course, your sewing machine. Let's go check it out. Before we head over to the sewing machine, let's get our pattern trimmed down with the fabric. Right here, I've got the pattern on top of flannel, which is going to be my interfacing for the mat, so it can help keep the light out. Then I've got Belle and Cinderella fabric, this blue fabric, and then underneath it, I have another Belle and Cinderella fabric. And I'd like to feature Belle and Cinderella on this particular sleeping mask, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to kind of line that up where they'll be displayed. We're going to take our pins or your clips, if your fabric's smaller, go ahead and pin the fabric to the pattern so that it will stay in place as you trim around the edges of it. Once you get your pattern in place and kind of smoothed out, we can start cutting. Next up, we're going to place our elastic onto the corners right where my thumb is to base that in place and pin that in place. So I'm going to take my ouchless rubber bands, like headbands, and I'm just going to take one of them and snip it, pull it through there, so that way I can keep them all still organized. And I'm going to go ahead down here and I'm going to clip this right into place, like so. I'm going to clip the other one, make sure that it's the direction that I want it to be. And I'm just guessing they're pretty much going to go right up here. And then we're just going to do that, pin that right there. Then we're going to go ahead and stitch all the way around, putting our flannel with our first piece of fabric. And we're going to stitch that right in place. Just a second. Mask, and so you can see that the elastic is attached. So we're going to put this right over top to line it up and tuck in the elastic all the way around. Now we're going to go ahead and stitch all the way around except for right here, and we'll do that in the next step. So now we're going to go ahead and turn this mask inside out. And you're going to want to check all of your seams to make sure you got all the pieces in there. And make sure that your elastic is tight. And then just kind of run your finger through around the seams. all the way around the seams to check the seams, because you may need to unfold it and piece it back together. Then you're just going, then you have one more stitch to make. Just go ahead and close this off right here, making sure you've got both ends there. Just pin that in place and give it one nice top stitch all the way around. Just make sure you've got all of your mask pieces. My dog is walking down the stairs. All the mask pieces all lined up, and then go ahead and place it back in your machine, and we'll go from there. You're gonna wanna check. You'll see here I did not catch that seam all the way across, so I'm just gonna do one more stitch, and then I'm gonna trim up the rest of my stray clips, and we will be done. And there you go, a custom sleep mask that fits you perfectly. You could even put a decorative stitch around on the front to personalize it, or use any fabric that you find the best. If you want today's exact pattern that I used, check it out in my pattern shop, where you can get the Mickey Mouse bundle complete with ears in SVG and PDF files. So you'll have tutorials that'll help you step-by-step instructions. Thanks for watching, and happy sewing.